ECE. The poem is written in the second person and addresses the late poet John Milton, who lived from 1608 से 1674 and is most famous for having written Paradise Lost. What is the capital of hell called in John Milton's Paradise Lost poem? Pandemonium is the capital of hell in John Milton's epic poem Paradise. The name derives from the Greek pan meaning all or every and all or every and dimension a diminutive form meaning little spirit, little angel, or as Christians interpreted it, little demon, and later demon. Pandemonium can be interpreted place. In John Milton's Paradise Lost, who helps as Satan uses his rhetoric skill to organize his followers. In Pandemonium, the capital city of hell, Satan employs his rhetorical skill to organize his followers. He is aided by Mammon and Belial, Chamos, and Moloch are also present at the end of the debate. Satan volunteers to corrupt the newly created earth and God's new and most favored creation, mankind. In John Milton Paradise Lost, how does उसमें चल जाएगा In John Milton's Paradise Lost, which trait of Eve does Satan appeal to go get Eve to eat the apple? Eve is a simpler character than Adam. She is created from Adam as his helpmate, while she is beautiful, wise, and able. She is superior to Adam only in her beauty. From the time of her creation, when she looks in the water and falls in love with her own reflection, is linked to the flaw of vanity and Satan as the serpent will use this defect against her.
Here are the complete solutions for all the questions visible in the image. Question 15. Who termed the novel a new province of writing that was a comic epic poem in prose? 1. A. Joseph Addison. 2. B. Henry James. 3. C. Robert Bunyan. 4. D. More than one of the above. And 5. E. None of the above. Correct answer, E. None of the above. Explanation. The phrase, a new province of writing, and the definition of a novel as a comic epic poem in prose, were coined by Henry Fielding in the preface to his novel Joseph Andrews, 1742. Since Fielding is not among choices A, B, or C, the correct choice is E. Question 16. John Milton's Lycidas and Matthew Arnold's Thyrses are examples of blank. A. Satire. B. A pastoral elegy. C. A idyll. And D. An elegy. Correct answer B. A pastoral elegy. Explanation. A pastoral elegy is a poem about death in idyllic rural life. Milton's Lycidas mourns Edward King, and Arnold's Thyrses mourns Arthur Hugh Clough. Both heavily feature classical shepherd motifs in nature imagery. Question 17. Milton's On Shakespeare was published in A. 1630, B. 1687, C. 1629, and D. 1632. Correct answer D. 1632. Explanation. Though John Milton composed the 16-line poem in 1630, it was first published anonymously in the second folio of William Shakespeare's plays in 1632. Question 18. Which of the following is a pastoral elegy? 1. A elegy written in a country churchyard. 2. B. In memoriam. 3. C. Lycidas. And 4. D. Duino elegy. Correct answer C. Lycidas. Explanation. Written by John Milton in 1637, Lycidas is a dedicated pastoral elegy written to commemorate his university friend Edward King, who drowned in a shipwreck. Question 19. Who among the following writers is known for his epigrammatic prose style? A. Thomas Browne. B. Bacon. C. Dr. Johnson. And D. Addison. Correct answer B. Bacon. Explanation. Francis Bacon is famous for his aphoristic or epigrammatic prose style. His essays consist of short, compact, and highly meaningful sentences that are easy to remember and heavily packed with practical wisdom. Question 20. Lap me in soft Lydian airs, married to immortal verse, such as the meeting soul may pierce, in notes, with many a winding bout. The above lines appear in A. Il Penseroso, B. Lycidas, C. Song from Arcades, and D. L'Allegro. Correct answer D. L'Allegro. Explanation. These lines are from John Milton's pastoral poem L'Allegro, published in his 1645 collection. The poem celebrates the cheerful, light-hearted side of life and music. Question 21. The line, "They also serve who only stand and wait," occurs in which of the following poems? 1. A. True Love, by Shakespeare. 2. B. On His Blindness, by Milton. 3C. Daffodils by Milton. And 4D. Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Correct answer B. On his blindness by Milton. Explanation. This is the famous concluding line of John Milton's sonnet on his blindness, also known as Sonnet 19. It reflects Milton's acceptance of his physical blindness, concluding that patience and waiting for God's will is a form of true service. Here are the solutions and detailed explanations for the English literature questions shown on the textbook page. Question 22. Thou hadst a voice whose sound was like the sea, pure as the naked heavens, majestic, free. The above lines are written for A. John Galsworthy, B. William Shakespeare, C. John Milton, and D. William Wordsworth. Correct answer C. John Milton. Explanation. These lines were written by William Wordsworth in honor of John Milton. They come from Wordsworth's famous sonnet titled London, 1802, also known as To Milton, where he laments the state of England and wishes Milton was still alive to inspire the nation. Question 23. Which one of the following is not correctly matched? 1. A. Marlowe, Dr. Faustus. 2. B. Shakespeare, The Winter's Tale. 3. C. Richard Sheridan, The Rivals. And 4. D. Oliver Goldsmith, The School for Scandal. Correct answer D. Oliver Goldsmith, The School for Scandal. Explanation. The School for Scandal is a comedy of manners written by Richard Brinsley Sheridan, not Oliver Goldsmith. It was first performed at London's Drury Lane Theatre in 1777. Oliver Goldsmith is best known for She Stoops to Conquer. Question 24. Which of the following is not a revenge tragedy? A. Hamlet, B. The Duchess of Malfi, C. Walpole, and D. Gorboduc. Correct answer C. Walpole. Explanation. Walpole, or The Fox, is a dark satirical comedy written by Ben Jonson in 1605 to 1606. The other three choices, Hamlet by Shakespeare, The Duchess of Malfi by John Webster, and Gorboduc by Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville, all belong to the tragedy genre, with Hamlet and The Duchess of Malfi being classic examples of Elizabethan, Jacobean revenge tragedies. Question 25. Which of the following works is not written by John Milton? 1. A. Of Education. 2. B. Areopagita. 3. C. On Shakespeare. And 4. D. Alma or the Progress of the Mind. Correct answer D. Alma or the Progress of the Mind. Explanation. Alma, or The Progress of the Mind, is a poem written by Matthew Prior in 1718. The other three options are well-known prose tracts and poems composed by John Milton. Question 26. Which of the following works is not written by John Milton? 1. A. On his blindness. 2. B. On the late massacre of Piedmont. 3. C. Ode on the morning of Christ's nativity. And 4. D. The Passionate Pilgrim. Correct answer D. The Passionate Pilgrim. Explanation. The Passionate Pilgrim is an anthology of poems by William Jaggard, which was originally attributed entirely to William Shakespeare, though it contains poems by several authors. Options A, B, and C are all definitive works of Milton. If you need Here are the solutions to the multiple choice questions visible on the textbook page. Question 27. Which of the following statements is true about Milton's sonnet, On His Blindness? 1. On His Blindness is a precursor to Lycidas. 2. B. On His Blindness is a curtal sonnet. 3. C. Milton did not give a title to his sonnet. The title, On His Blindness, is given by later anthologists. And 4. D. None of the above. Correct answer, C. Milton originally titled it, When I Consider How My Light is Spent. The title, On His Blindness, was added later by Thomas Newton in 1761. Question 28. Which of the following statements is incorrect with reference to John Milton? 1. A. In 1671, Milton issued his last volume of poetry, which contained Paradise Regained and Samson Agonists. 2. B. Paradise Regained is briefer and poorer than Paradise Lost. 3. C. Samson Agonists inform us no unity of time, place and action. And 4. D. Lycidas has the color and music of the best Spenserian verse. Correct answer, C. Samson Agonists is a classical Greek drama model. It strictly maintains unity of time, place, and action. Question 29. Which of the following poems is not composed by John Milton? A. On His Blindness. B. L'Allegro. C. True Love. And D. Il Penseroso. Correct answer, C. True Love is Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. The other three works are well-known poems by John Milton. Question 30. The line, They also serve who only stand and wait, occurs in which of the following poems? 1. True Love by Shakespeare. 2. B. On His Blindness by Milton. 3. C. Daffodils by Milton. And 4. D. Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Correct answer, B. This is the famous concluding line of Milton's sonnet On His Blindness. Question 31. In which work, Milton states that, while the still morn went out with sandals grey? A. L'Allegro. B. Il Penseroso. C. Cous. And D. Lycidas. Correct answer, D. This line appears in Lycidas, Milton's pastoral elegy written in 1637. Question 32. Through which work does Milton intend to justify the ways of God to men? Correct answer, Paradise Lost. This is the stated central theme and purpose found in Book 1 of his epic poem Paradise Lost. If you need further help, let me know if you want to explore Milton's poetic Here are the detailed solutions and answers for the multiple choice questions visible on the page. Question 33. In which work of John Milton does the character, Delilah, appear? A. Paradise Lost. B. Paradise Regained. C. Goose. And D. Samson Agonists. Correct answer D. Samson Agonists. Explanation. Delilah appears as a key biblical antagonist and the wife of Samson in Milton's dramatic tragedy Samson Agonists, 1671. She attempts to bribe and betray Samson to the Philistines. Question 34. In the state of his blindness, with whom Milton does not compare himself? A. Blind Thamyris. B. Blind Maenides. C. Tiresias and Venus. And D. Lycidas. Correct answer D. Lycidas. Explanation. In his epic poem Paradise Lost, Book 3, Milton laments his blindness and compares his plight to legendary blind figures of classical antiquity, namely the poets and prophets Thamyris, Maenides, Homer, Tiresias, and Venus. Lycidas is a pastoral elegy written by Milton dedicated to his friend Edward King, not a figure he compares his blindness to. Question 35. Who is often called as the poetical son of Spenser? A. John Milton. B. William Shakespeare.